Hello and welcome to round one with post-ban green-red Eldrazi. So this hand, marginally unexciting. It does make a endless one of an indeterminate size. I really wish there was one other piece of action. I kind of feel like this is a mulligan, even though we have like our ramp spell because our threat that we're producing is so bad. This is much more exciting. We have a backup threat. Endless One is not the card that we're casting. Just looking at that hand with Endless One just kind of implies to me that it just shouldn't really be the focus of the deck or really necessarily. Ooh, that is. And by focus, I mean it's a 4 of because of Causal X Return. I'm kind of wondering if that's really the road you want to go down. Well, my life got a lot better there. Man, these draws are so good. Just like so absurdly good. That looks fine by me to hit. Searing Blaze, yeah, that's kind of obnoxious, but we do have a lot of pain mana here in this deck. Between 4 Talisman, 4 Carpulsion Forest. Yeah, that card not really allowed to live. Fortunately, our opponent doesn't have another green mana, so we can't get completely wrecked by a Tarka's command. For the +1/+1, the squad making this a 4/4 and 3 damage to mode. Okay, getting Boros Charm to save that. Just there's not really anything my opponent can do that is super scary regarding the Wild Nacatl. Smash, Crash, Bash. We're probably going to 9 on our opponent's end step. This one's a tight one. I have a feeling we're about a turn too slow here. In large part because of, oh, well, that's a good sign. We took 3 instead of 4. Um, so 8. That was a very important hit. Uh, so, well, I definitely have to cast this here. There's no questions about that. 8, so I go to 6 to do that? I don't... Hmm. I'm supposed to go to 5 here to do this. I should have played Ghost Quarter, actually. I was excited to not take the damage, but the numbers actually pan out such that I want to cause Alex return to 5 life to kill everything. Because I would rather my opponent not have an Eidolon in play. And I should have played Ghost Quarter here. I should have killed Stomping Ground, actually. So, hopefully I don't die to a Tarkus command plus other burn spell. Didn't. So, Spellskite, Feed the Clans, great magic cards here. Uh, Presumably, I would like to shave down a World Breaker. Warping Whales, not great. A lot of the endgame, it really just hits like Lava Spike and Rift Bolt, and it just fizzles against all the other things. Those will come in. Dismember out immediately. I want all the dorks. Do I want a World Breaker to find? Not really huge on that idea. The question is do I board in natural states for Eidolons? My guess is no. Like, I think I want these. I want to be able to make a 2-2 in the face of everything in block, early game. I want the cause returns. Yeah, this looks fine. I do want to talk about the Ghost Quarter line last game because that's actually attacking the Burn Dex mana comes up a lot in this format. Fulminator Mage is like an actively good card out of a lot of decks against it because if you destroy their green mana source after they've played their like first 2 or 3 lands, they're actually in a spot where they need to draw another land to cast a spell. They have to do a bunch of damage themselves, and you can legitimately use that window to race them. This hand looks like a keeper. I'm going to take a decent beatdown if my opponent leads on Goblin Guide, but turn 2 Matter Reshaper has to be good enough. Wrong one. I will, however, still cast Stirrings and be happy about it. Pretty sure I'm supposed to take Thought Knot and go Reshaper into Thought Knot over Impulse into Lightning Bolt. I think curving out on creatures is the powerful thing to do against Burn. Both because it takes care of this and because it kills my opponent. So drawing this card still just as good as it used to be. This game probably in a bit of a bind. Double 1-drop is a lot of aggressive damage. Nothing that really punishes me for reshaping over Endless One. It's not like I guess my opponent could board in Searing Blood, but if my opponent boarded in Searing Blood, they got me. I'm not gonna expect them to board in Searing Blood against my 4/4s 5/5s deck. Searing Blaze kills either. Yeah, that's. And this gives me the out of potentially hitting another Matter Reshaper if I Mise. Or like a Grove or an untapped red source to kill these. Going to 4 here, I'm almost certainly dead. So many things have to go right from this point. Okay, dead regardless of what I take. Yeah, I did basically everything I could. I had just below the acceptable. Well, I'm fine with this. I do. Well, I have a stirring, so I can find a 2-drop. I do get hit twice before I get to play my seer, which or twice with a goblin guide, I should say. Spellskite or Matter Reshaper? It's a good question. Huh. I think I'm supposed to take Spellskite. I have 2 creatures that can attack in my hand, so I think I'm supposed to play Spellskite over a 3/3. I think. Yeah, I'm gonna play Thought Knot next turn regardless. Trying to figure out if there's a. I'd have to draw like runner Eldrazi Temple for me to be rewarded of playing it here. And I'm gonna block. If I get Searing Blaze, that's life. That's fine. Very glad I've had Eldrazi Temple all of these games. It feels very difficult to keep up without it in this matchup. Jeez, okay, so we've got a hand. So Command, Boros, Ido, Swift, Path. I think I am supposed to take Path. I don't think there's any follow-up turn my opponent could have that scares me if I take it. Because I have Ghost Quarter. My opponent has color issues, and my Ghost Quarter will take care of a lot of that. Well, conveniently, my mana works out to cast both of these cards. Maybe I was supposed to Ghost Quarter over Stirrings here. Just take my opponent off of Boros Charm. Yeah, that's actually... I should have done that. That was a mistake. Our opponent's currently sitting on 7 points of burn in hand. I'm at 13. There's no reason to not attack first. If I get Path, I want to Ghost Quarter. We get to... maybe I wasn't supposed to play the Talisman because in theory it lives up a bigger matter, or just like deploying more spells matters more than potentially playing around my opponent having brought in Smash. It's the classic, do I get runner-runnered? Well, that's now impossible. Actually, I have my opponent dead. I should not give them any chance to do anything else. Boom. Exaxes. Okay, well, Eldrazi Temple made our deck look very good.